If familiarity is supposed to breed contempt, someone forgot to tell Albertans, because it appears the more they get to know Danielle Smith as Premier, the more impressed they are.
They are impressed with her. This is a long honeymoon. We haven't seen a politician in Alberta enjoy a honeymoon this long since Ralph Klein.
Well, to paraphrase our dear friend Ralph Klein, welcome to another miracle on the prairies.
We're dropping this video 2 years to the day after Smith's United Conservative Party won the last election. Given that this marks the midpoint of the UCP mandate, CBC News commissioned some polling to get a comprehensive picture of Alberta's political landscape. And Smith's leadership numbers stand out. Look at the dark blue in the first line at the top left of this page. When Smith first became Premier, only 18% of Albertans said they were very impressed with her. Now look at the bottom line. That number has more than doubled. The red represents the opposite sentiment, so she clearly remains a polarizing figure, but a majority of Albertans now admit they are impressed. Why? Well, the pollsters point to an age-old story in this province. Albertans like a fighter.
For anybody who is concerned about Ottawa, who doesn't like the Alberta federal government relationship, they see what Smith's doing on that front, and she is their person. She is the avatar of Western Albertan discontent.
And we hear this when we do focus groups and qualitative research. People look at her and they say, well, I don't like everything she's doing, but boy, she's got nerve.
She also has an opponent who's still finding his feet.
Oh my God!
Former Calgary Mayor Naheed Nenshi replaced Rachel Notley as leader of the NDP less than a year ago. The poll found that voters are not as impressed with him, but it also found many still haven't made up their minds about the new leader.
Nenshi has to take these people who are sitting on the fence and crank things up with them.
Because if he doesn't, things could get ugly for the NDP. If an election were held today, the poll found that 52% of Albertans would vote UCP, a result that would essentially be unchanged from 2023. But look at the NDP number there. It's down 6 points from the last election. Now that may not sound like much, but the loss of support is most acute in Alberta's two biggest cities, where most of the seats are, and that's especially so in Edmonton, which has been dominated by the NDP in recent years. Smith's party was shut out of the capital in the last election. But today the poll suggests the UCP would increase its seat count from 49 in 2023 to 61, the NDP dropping from 38 to 26. Now that is a 12-seat swing, and it would result in a big 35-seat difference between the parties.
I think what's going on in Edmonton, I think there's kind of this attitude among some voters, if you can't beat them, join them. If Notley can't beat Smith, what hope does the NDP have? Maybe we should just have a seat at the table.
Sounds done and dusted, doesn't it? That's far from the case. Again, that seat projection is based on an election being held today, and the election is not set to be held for another 2 years. A lot can change in that time. Say Albertans Decide Smith is siding with those who want to separate from Canada because she lowered the threshold for a referendum. The poll found that about half of the people who support Smith's party want separation, but a clear majority of the total population, 67%, say they would vote against it. And look at that red bar from top to bottom. It shows that people here are feeling more attached to their country over their province than at any other time in the past 5 years by a big margin. Albertans may like a fighter, but not when that person is fighting against them. So to maintain her support, observers say Danielle Smith will have to walk a very fine line.